Hello and welcome to T Money Talks. In this week's episode, T Money's going to talk about their trip to the pumpkin patch, what it was like carving pumpkins, and their stressful time at work. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Hello, and welcome back. Today you have another tired T-Money. I do apologize. I didn't plan on being tired. However, I also forgot to record my podcast last night when I didn't have work. But I did have a busy day yesterday. I had a very busy weekend once again, because last weekend, as you all know, I had work every day, Friday through Sunday. That was intense. That was a lot. And for those of you who did not know, because, well, actually not those of you that did not know, just everyone who didn't know. Sorry. I have been promoted at my job. I am now a supervisor. Woo! No, I did not ask to be a supervisor. I didn't know I was going to be a supervisor. My boss was just like, promotion. And I was like, I want to go to the ocean. Just kidding. I didn't say that, but yeah, T-Money is now a supervisor at their job, and last Saturday, during the 3-day weekend I was working, my boss's husband got COVID, and everyone in her house also got COVID. So, for her to stay safe and make sure she doesn't have COVID, she's been staying away from work for this since for a week now. It's been a week, and she has not had COVID, and she's been safe. She's been, staying away from everyone. But since she's been away for a week, I have been running the place, the VIP. I've been running the department since she's left, and I must say, because I didn't really ask to be promoted, or this isn't really necessarily something I was striving for. Like I was just down to be a regular old team member because I that's fine, that T-Money was content with that. But of course, more money means more dollars, but it also comes power and great responsibility. Yes, it is true. Because because I was pretty much thrown into the supervisor position. Not necessarily, like, I got my promotion earlier in the month, and then last weekend it kind of just so happened that my boss couldn't finish training me on how like being a supervisor works and all that stuff. So it was kind of just like, I have to go so I don't infect anyone with COVID in case she did have it. And so it was just kind of, and it was just kind of a very quick, okay, I went in last Saturday and my boss told me, she's like, all right, this is how it's going to do. This is going to happen. Just call me, text me, and then pretty much that night she basically had to train me over the phone on how to do the job, which was crazy because it was also a sold out show that night, and then the following day was also a sold out show, but it also didn't feel like a sold out show, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I had to basically run the show since last weekend, and then on Friday I had work and she did not come because, quarantine, and I had to run that. And then today I also had work, and I thought that my other co-worker, who is also a supervisor, I thought she was going to come in and I was finally going to get to rest and be able to relax and not be the supervisor person in charge for the night. And then my boss ended up cutting her and another co-worker, and I was like, dang it. Now I gotta be supervisor. And I really wanted to be like, no, just cut me. give the other supervisor the day, cut me. But I was like, no, I need money. I do need money, and I know next month I already can't work the first weekend because that's the anniversary for my girlfriend and I, and we have plans. So I was like, I can't do that weekend, which sucks. So I was like, that's already 2 shows I'm gonna miss. And so, yeah, that was That's been my time. That's been my time since being a supervisor, just kind of being like thrown into the water. But luckily it's not. It's only stressful because I have never been a supervisor before, nor do I really have the competence to be a supervisor. So it's kind of strange, and that's where most of my stress comes from, because now I pretty much know how to set up for the night. Like, I have to like do all the paperwork and then like set up I know how to start and end close things now. So it's not too bad. Now it's just about me being nervous all the time because I'm new at something I have no idea how to do. I've never done before, and my boss isn't here to be like, all right, yeah, this is how you do it, and then I get to learn. It's just kind of like I have been running in. I have just been thrown into the ocean, sinking or swimming, and I have been swimming. I have been swimming pretty well, I would say. I've done pretty good. Unfortunately, though, I have not been getting that supervisor money yet. I have not gotten that supervisor rate. Probably next month, my boss said, is when I will get it. And I'm like, wow. Can I get a compensation at least? Because this has been a rough past 2 weeks. Or not even 2 weeks, just 1 week, I get. Or yeah, no, 2 weeks, I guess. 1 week? I don't know. It's just been a rough past couple of shows, only because I feel like I haven't been fully prepared, and mostly it's just the confidence within myself that really determines it all. But luckily my coworkers are all really cool and really nice, so they made it pretty easy to like get into, to be a supervisor. No one ever really like gives me a hard time, so that's good, because I'm like, I don't want confrontation. I just want everyone to have a good time, make some money, and then we're all gonna go home at the end of the night. One of you gets to go home early, the other one of you has to stay with me, but that's all right, because at the end of the day you make more money than she does, and it's okay, so that's all I want. I don't want no trouble or nothing like that. And so luckily I don't get any trouble. My coworkers are really cool. They're all really cool. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm tired. That's been my week, on top of also preparing for the Now or Never show on October 29th. Yeah, it's been pretty busy. But yeah, now let's move on to, that was Friday and Sunday. Now let's talk about Saturday, where I got to take my little sister and my niece to the pumpkin patch. My other little sister also came, and then my niece's mom, or my brother's girlfriend, she came as well, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I said the name cautiously because I'm like, well, what do I say? Because anyways, I don't want to get into that. We all went to the pumpkin patch, and it was a lot of fun, because I haven't seen my niece in a while, and so it was cool. It was nice to be able to spend the day with her and seeing her at the pumpkin patch, because let me tell you, she is 2 years old, but this child is so crazy. She was cracking me up the whole time. So I think it was the first thing they did. They went down a slide. It was a pretty big slide, and her and my little sister went down the slide together. And when they came down, they were going down really fast. Like, even you could see in my niece's face that she's like, oh, this is kind of scary. And then as she came down, she flipped. She did a front flip, because that's how fast she was coming. And because like the way the slide ends, it was just like such an abrupt like ending to the slide that it caused her to flip. And we all cracked up. Even the people who were watching, started laughing, and it was just hilarious. My other sister and my brother's girlfriend, they got it on video, and it is hilarious. And then my girlfriend got some before and after pictures of the whole thing. So it was a really good time. It was a nice way to start the night. And my niece, though, thankfully, she did seem like she wanted to cry. But because everyone was laughing and she saw that, it wasn't like anything bad that happened, she didn't cry. She started laughing too. So it was nice that she had fun. So after that, me and my other sister, we went on the big slide next to the slide they did. And that was a lot of fun. And then after that, we put my niece through on one of the jumper obstacle courses for the little kids. And this child, man, after she finished an obstacle course, she came running out, and then she like fell onto the floor, and she was laying on her back, and she was just like laughing, and she said, "I feel alive." And it was just the funniest thing. And I wish one of us had recorded it because it was just so funny. It was just one of those moments where you had to be there, because it was just such a kid thing, is that she was just having so much fun that she just didn't know what to do with herself. So she threw herself on the floor with excitement. And it was really cute. And then after that obstacle course, her and my little sister we just kind of followed them, since it was for my little sister for her birthday. That was my gift to her. We just kind of let her and my niece pick out things that they wanted to do, and we followed them. And it was mostly slides and obstacle courses that they did. There was 2 mazes. Me, my niece, my girlfriend, and my little sister all did one maze together, and then my niece and then my 2 little sisters all did another maze together. So we all kind of did something, which was nice, which was good. And then after the pumpkin patch, we went to get pumpkins so we could carve. Oh, before the pumpkin patch, I should say, we went to McDonald's because we were all very, very hungry. My original plan was to pick up my little sister at 2:00, and then I was going to take her to the mall, and then we were going to get some food, and then we were going to go to the pumpkin patch, and then we were going to go to the grocery store to buy pumpkins because they're far too expensive at the pumpkin patch. And then we were going to go back to my house and carve the pumpkins while we watched like a scary movie or something. But the plans changed when I went to pick up my little sister, and she wanted our niece to come. And I was like, well, we can't just take her. We have to ask her mom and dad, our brother and his girlfriend. And so my niece and my brother's girlfriend ended up coming since my brother had work. But we were like, oh no, we don't mind. The more the merrier. And since it was for my little sister's birthday, if she wanted them to come, by all means, they were absolutely allowed to come. And so then my other little sister showed up, and we asked her if she wanted to come. And then so we ended up needing a bigger car because we were going to take my girlfriend's car, and it did not fit all the people that were now going to the pumpkin patch with us. So the plans and the date kind of changed, but it was okay because ultimately, as long as my little sister was happy, as long as she was okay with everything, I was okay, because it was her special day for me. Like that's what I was doing for her gift, my gift to her. But I still had to take her to the mall because we didn't get the chance to do that. Yeah, because we went to McDonald's because we were all hungry, and the McDonald's we went to had the trick-or-treat buckets, and I was so upset because earlier this week when I went to get my haircut for my cousin, my mother and I went to a McDonald's to try to get those buckets, and instead of the McDonald's having a sign anywhere on their drive-thru saying that they're sold out of the buckets, they let me and my mother purchase 2 kids meals and an extra 10 nugget because I was just far too hungry. We get to the window, and the man was frightened when we told him we got kids meals, because I'm sure this man was getting yelled at all day by people complaining that they paid for a kids meal when they wanted the buckets, but they were sold out of the buckets. And the kids and the McDonald's by the pumpkin patch we went to, they did have the buckets for the kids meals. So my little sister, my niece, and they all got buckets from McDonald's. And so that was nice. I did want to get one, but I was like, it's going to be a lot of money because it was pretty expensive to get a kids meal and a 10-count chicken nugget on the side. So I was like, as much as I do want a bucket, I'm going to have to pass because I'm hungry. And so I didn't get a bucket, which was sad, but it's okay. It is what it is, I didn't need it that bad. But so yeah, after McDonald's, we did the pumpkin patch, and then after the pumpkin patch, we went to the grocery store, and we all picked out some pumpkins because we were going to carve them. And so after that, we went back to my grandma's house, and me, my little sister, and my girlfriend all carved our pumpkins together. My little sister made a Batman pumpkin, which was really cool. She carved out the Bat logo. and it came out a lot better, I think, than she anticipated. And I don't know if she likes it that much, but I hope she does. Maybe we could carve pumpkins again when I go back. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, so we ended up, and then after we carved pumpkins, my girlfriend and I went back to my house because we were both really tired. I was tired because on Friday I didn't get off until after 1 a.m. and then I didn't get home till like basically close to 2, and then I didn't go to bed till like 3 a.m. and then I had to wake up the next day to take my little sister to the pumpkin patch, and so I was very, very exhausted and ready for bed. So after we carved the pumpkins, as much as I wanted to take her to the mall, I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go home. And so now this week, since you're gonna hear it on Wednesday, I have to take my sister to the mall so I could get her an actual gift, because just going to the pumpkin patch and pumpkin carving wasn't the actual gift. That was just part of the day of taking her out for the day, you know? So I still have to do that, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to carve my pumpkin. I got to do my Halloween traditions of going to a pumpkin patch and carving pumpkins. And this year I went to 2 pumpkin patches, which is more than I did last year, which makes me happy. Now, if I could carve pumpkins again, that would make me even happier, because then I will have carved pumpkins 2 times. Went to the pumpkin patch 2 times, and that makes it for a great time. But yeah, that was my weekend, and now I am very tired. I am exhausted and I want to rest, but unfortunately tomorrow tomorrow I'm definitely going to sleep in. I'm not going to force myself to be awake unless Jer is only available to practice early tomorrow. We'll see, because we have to practice for our show, which is coming up on Saturday, on October 29th. Get your tickets. I'm excited. It's going to be a good time. And yeah, I'm a little nervous, honestly. I haven't been able to practice the past 3 nights. Oh my God, I haven't been able to practice this weekend. Jesus. Yeah. Well, no. I practiced Friday. Jared and I practiced Friday. Yes, we did. We practiced Friday morning. Ha 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 ha. I just didn't practice Saturday and tonight. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Because although I would like to run through my set, it's 11 p.m. and I'm exhausted. I've had to move tables. I've had to move chairs up and down stairs. My forearms are killing me. They're tender to the touch. I don't think I have the energy tonight to put my arms through that. I think I'm going to try to find something to cover my arms so I could put some CBD cream. I don't want to wear a long sleeve because I know it will get hot if I do that. But if it comes to it, I guess it'll come to it, because yeah, I could feel it in my forearm already that I need to put some CBD cream on it so they don't hurt as bad as they do. Take some Aleve. I do want to eat, so that's what I'm going to do. And it sucks because I also wanted to tell some scary stories on this podcast episode, but unfortunately I'm just a little too tired, and it is Halloweenish because I talked about the pumpkin patch and carving pumpkins. I would like to, hopefully, if I could, do a pumpkin carving episode like I did last year. That would be cool. But if I can't, it's okay. I also thought, I was like, well, what if I did a cooking Tea Money Talks episode? And then I was like, well, I would have to cook something that takes a while. And I was like, well, I suppose I could do that. And now I'm going to write it down. Cooking while podcasting. Haha. Maybe while I'm making my anniversary dinner. We shall see. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I did find 15 spooky stories that will keep you up at night. And I read the first one, or the Mom Averts Danger story. And I was like, this isn't really a story that would keep me up at night. It's not that scary. And I'm going to read it to you. And it's like, the worst part about it is that the trigger warning and everything is at the end. Oh my gosh. The trigger warnings are after you read the story. So it's kind of, it defeats the purpose of the trigger warning. But anyways, I'm going to tell you the supposed scary story that is not at all scary. It's called Mom Averts Danger. And then this is what the person put. I've posted this on my other account, copying and pasting it here. The scariest thing I've had happen while camping. So I live in Eastern Oregon and my mom lives in Western Oregon. I went to visit her for the summer and she's very outdoorsy, so we decided to take the 1-hour drive from her city to the coast. We end up at their free campsite at the top of this hill, huge foothills of the coastal mountains, and a 25-minute drive from the top where the campsite is to the bottom where the main road was. And we were the only campers there. We relaxed for the rest of the day, made food, etc. A truck full of men drive up the hill and talk with my mom. IDK what about? Wasn't suspicious at the time, and they leave us. Fast forward to the middle of the night. I wake up to my mom sitting straight up in the tent. I wake up easily, so I heard her gasp and it woke me. As soon as she saw I was awake, she put her hand over my mouth because I started to ask her what's wrong. It was dead silent, and all of a sudden you hear footsteps right beside the tent. The little flap that covers the zipper was even moving. Thankfully, my mom has quick wits and said very loudly, "Kenny, grab the gun." Kenny is my dad, although that doesn't matter, and mind you, he was not there. Just us girls, like I said previously. They left. No harm was done. Thank the Lord for my mama. And then it tells you the trigger warning, and then I'm like, what? That's not a story that's gonna keep me up at night, you know? And so, yeah, after I read that, I was like, you know what? I don't know if I want to read scary stories again for a T-Money Talks episode, because I feel like that episode also didn't even get a lot of views, so I'm like, well, although I would like to do it, I guess I won't do it because I once again didn't find really good stories. So I was like, I don't think it's worth the trouble. I don't think. And even if I try to make it sound scary, the story isn't scary. So it's unsuccessful. Sorry, I heard a car pull into my driveway. And whenever I hear cars pull into my driveway, I'm like, well, who's coming into my driveway? Why is someone in my driveway? And I also remember I put the alarm system on, so even if someone is in my driveway, I will know. And it seems like no one is. But yeah, anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I didn't want to do this whole scary stories because, like I said the last time I did it, it didn't get a whole lot of views, so I was like, I guess it wasn't popular enough. And I base my things based off how many people listen to the podcast episodes. And since that episode in particular didn't get the typical streams that I get for a podcast episode within a week, I was like, no. Scratch the scary stories. It's only good when we tell actual real life experiences, and I understand, you know, it's hard to get invested in a scary story that isn't good, so I do apologize for that. But like I said, I've been trying to make this Halloween spooktacular season themed month, you know, but it's just been hard because I've been busy this month. I have a show coming up at the end of the month, and yeah, I have a lot to do. I haven't had the time to prepare for Halloween like I was hoping to, and it's kind of sucks because I always think about it and I'm like, yeah, I want to do something big, but I forget. But who knows? I think because I haven't been able to do a whole lot of spooky episodes this season, I think I will post a Halloween episode. I think on October 31st, I will upload a Halloween themed podcast episode, have Jer guest star, so that we could talk about our show, we could just talk about Halloween in general, and it could just be a nice way for you guys to celebrate Halloween come Halloween that day, you know? So that should be fun. I hope I can manage that. I think I can manage that. I don't know. We shall see. I'm tired. I'm sorry. I think I think we're gonna have another short podcast episode, unfortunately. That it always sucks, because I love to put my time into Tea Money Talks, but I can't because I'm tired. And yeah, that's all I got for you guys tonight. So until next time, this is Tea Money saying live your life because you are the only one who gets it. All right, bye.